ho, ho! Quick, what holiday do you associate with horror? Halloween, obviously, or I don't know, maybe Arbor Day. However, one holiday that's commonly linked with horror is none other than Christmas. I mean, think about it. Some old dude breaking into your house and placing concealed packages in your living room? That's pretty suspicious. Horror and Christmas surprisingly go hand in hand. The Krampus tale, copious amounts of horror movies, and of course, or maybe not of course, horror games. Christmas and horror games are a interesting combination. I mean, for me at least, Christmas and video games already don't go good together. Like, name one video game that's good that is based on Christmas. Rudolph on the Wii, Grinch on PS1, Days Before Christmas on the Genesis. That last one brings back some bad memories. I'll admit I have a small bias against Christmas-themed video games, so today for the holiday season, I'll be taking a look at a handful of Christmas horror games and see, are they good? Okay, that one's not going to be good. That one's going to be a masterpiece. Ho, ho, ho! First up is a shorter game called Santa's Presents, made by Moti Ray. This one caught my attention because the description the game gives to Santa is just something else. They call him a massive, old winter grandfather. That has to be the best and worst description I have ever heard of Santa in my life. Opening up the game, you can immediately hop into a very cheery and happy Christmas Eve. I'm a sucker for the PS1 style horror games out there, so this was a fun one to look at. Walking around, you're given two objectives: place cookies under the tree for Santa and put the star on top of the tree. In this tiny one-bedroom apartment that probably costs $4K a month, anything is possible. You grab this box of cookies, which I can't decipher the brand of. Maybe something from Gamesa? Not a clue. Anyways, put the cookies under the tree and go to grab the star. Only issue is there is no star. That's until you hear a ring at the doorbell. Now, I really didn't want to answer the door, but I forced myself to open it. And what do you know? It's a gift containing my star. I do wonder though, how did somebody else get it? Oh, that's probably how. Putting the star on the tree pretty much seals your fate at this point, as after you find the footprints, you hear crashing in your apartment. After I got jump scared not only while playing the game, but while watching the footage, the lights are shut off and you're left in the dark. The doorbell rings again, and the door was already open, so I mean, nothing bad could be waiting for me in the hallway. The same can't be said for my apartment though, because the second I went to the door, Santa just decided to teleport his ass of ass into the apartment. I tried approaching him, but he didn't seem too happy about that, so I just immediately went back into the hallway, shut the door, and the game ended. And that was the end of the game, and when I say the end, I mean the end. I actually can't play it anymore. Anytime I try to approach the door after restarting, it just glitches out and restarts the game. Is it a bug, an intentional game design, a sign from God never to play this game again? Only Santa himself knows. There's a common theme of Santa being the antagonist in these horror games, so let's keep that trend going with Santa's Cookies. And with a title screen like this, well, I mean, really anything's possible. Created by Bezbro, Santa's Cookies is a Slender-like game where you have to collect cookies and milk before Santa can get to you. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, the title screen is just lovely to look at. A help button? Oh, thank God I could call for help and escape this red son of a bitch. In this game, you play as a kid on what I presume to be Christmas Eve, wander around your house, and pick up cookies that are scattered throughout. There's like 6 cookies, but they're pretty small and hidden, so it took me a while to find all of them. Picking them up, you can either take them immediately to the plate or throw them to distract Santa for a couple seconds. Oh yeah, Santa's here to absolutely kick your ass. Santa is roaming around the apartment while you collect the cookies and milk. Even though I'm doing this shit for him, he decides to kill you if he reaches you, restarting the game and your progress. Actually, on second thought, are we even sure this is Santa? Why do his eyes make him look like a character from Rick and Morty? The game's pretty easy. To avoid Santa, you either gotta sprint away or throw a cookie to lead him to that area. I won't lie, outside of struggling to find the final cookie, this was pretty fun. I was actually pretty worried because this man would camp outside the door and show up at the worst possible times. For example, the very end of the game when I'm trying to put the last cookie down. Anyways, the best part of the game, hands down, is the ending. After you put the last cookie down, Santa takes off in his sled and goes back to the North Pole. After fucking skidding off the road, killing multiple elves, and crashing into the North Pole bank, the game just closes. This is what the Christmas spirit truly is all about. Leave a comment if you agree. Now that may or may not have been the real Santa, but how about a game where it 100% is not the real Santa? That's right, we're dealing with an imposter here. Ever wanted to play a game where your child is kidnapped by a fake Santa and you have to make Christmas cookies to save their life? Well, first of all, what the hell is wrong with you? And second, boy, do I have the game for you. Santa is Home, which was made by Kulu, who you might recognize because they have made other horror games such as Hungry Lamu. Enough squabbling out of me, let's lose our child, shall we? The game starts as your character wakes up to a knocking at your bedroom door. Doesn't matter if you take your time or warp to the door at the speed of light, you will not catch the person at the door in time. It turns out that it was your daughter Zoe, who left a note reading that Santa Claus has come to visit and take her away. Probably not the best sign. Zoe gives you instructions on what you need to obtain to get her back. No silly shenanigans though, because Santa is watching. Like any parent in this situation, you react with no emotion and just go along with it. You can now leave your room and explore your house, which god damn, what is this long ass hallway? Who built that? Anyways, on the list you need a bell, a candy cane, a sock, cookies, and milk. Now, I get what the kidnapper's going for, it's like a Christmas theme, but did he really have to include bell? That just seems goofy to me. Anyways, the bell, candy cane, and sock are pretty easy to find. However, the sock is in your daughter's room while the other two are just chilling in the front room. Also, exploring Zoe's room, it turns out that the fake Santa's kinda been around for a while, manipulating my child into thinking he's Santa. Whoopsies. After you drop the easy items into this box by the tree, it's time for the milk and cookies, which were surprisingly complicated to make the first time. For some reason, you can't just grab the bowl for cookie mix or grab the glass for milk. You have to bring the mix or milk to its container no matter where it's at. I was so confused as to why I couldn't pick them up, even though everything in this game was telling me I needed a bowl or a cup or whatever. Anyways, I think the items are in random spots every time. This time, the cookie mix was in the bathroom, next to the rat poison. Yeah, genius idea there. Good job, Mom. Wait, actually, it might be a genius idea. I immediately plotted to put the poison into the cookies so that it would kill Santa. Unfortunately for me, Santa was 3 steps ahead. Now, you could pour the glass and bake the cookies, however, this is where the game could split into 2 different endings. If you decide not to use the poison or just mess it up and forget to add it to the bowl before the cookie mix like I did, you could finish prepping the items and go to bed. Another knock is heard at your door, and there's a gift for you. Oh boy, I really hope it's a SpongeBob Lego set. Hell yeah, let's go. Okay, I'll come clean. It was actually your daughter's severed head. I still want that Lego set though. This is the naughty or bad ending, which I mean no shit, but still. The good ending has you actually putting the rat poison into the cookies and promptly going to bed just like before. And also just like last time, you get a knock at your bedroom door, but thankfully this time it's just your horrifying daughter. Why does she have a Voldemort nose? Anyways, get the nice or good ending, write a best-selling news article, and the game is over. That was another fun short experience. I was kind of expecting this game to be like Santa's Cookies, where Santa's just chasing you the whole time, but nah, he was just creeping and lurking for most of it. That's much better. I give this game 32 Zoes out of 40. Alright, enough with that game. I know what you really want is to hear about more killer Santas, and don't you worry your silly little heads off because I've got one more here for you. Made by Blake Kinnan, Sleigh Bells is a PS1 styled horror game where you have to escape the jolly red bastard himself. Like I said earlier, I'm a sucker for PS1 style horror games, so I was pretty interested in this one. Also, absolutely no shade to the creator, but I love how on the title screen, one of the options is who made this game, when on the title screen alone, there's like 4 mentions of the creator. Who's asking this question, huh? A blind person? Well, blind people can't play Christmas-themed horror games. It's in the Constitution. Anyways, it's time to play. You take control of a character named Sally, who's a mother on Christmas Eve having a real rough time, and all she wants to do is get a gift to her son. Armed with a flashlight and access to a building labeled Peep Show, you can make your way all across town to where your son is at. There's various people hanging around the town and cars driving by, so at least I'm not alone. The drivers are assholes though, they'll just drive right through you if you stand in front of them. Thank God Sally is canonically made out of pure steel. You could deliver the present and make your way home. Unfortunately, there's police blocking your normal route, so you have to go through the subway instead. Also, I think everybody in this world is made of steel. Why does this sound play when I punch people? Once you're in a subway, the jolly times can begin, as after passing a hot sausage sign, you come come across a dead body. Instead of, oh, I don't know, turning around and going to the cops from earlier, you just decide to continue on. You eventually come across this boombox playing music, and after I karate chopped it in half with my hands of steel, Santa immediately booked it towards me. To escape Santa for now, you just have to run away. However, you have a set amount of stamina you can use. It recharges pretty fast though, so just use it smart and you can run away. Also, I juked the shit out of him a few times. Nothing important in mentioning that, I'm just proud is all. Oh, and don't even think about using your punches of death on Santa. He is a tank and will kill you in 2 shots. To escape, you need to find a crowbar in the basement area, make your way back to one of the doors in the subway, and pry it open so you can get outside. However, everyone's just kind of gone now, so you're on your own. Making your way back to the house, you're hit with the scariest thing of all, an eviction notice. However, Santa doesn't care to talk about the corrupt policies of landlords and gives chase once more. You heard it here first, folks. Santa hates struggling single mothers. Your luck turns around though, because you find an axe that you can eventually use. You're supposed to use it to break through this fence and escape. However, I decided to sneak up on Santa and fuck him up. Sadly for me, his struggling single mother senses went off and he turned around and killed me. You can break through this fence here and make your way up to the train tracks, where you can walk all the way to the police station where the final act takes place. Here at the station, you can pick up either a crowbar or a pistol, or you can hold onto the axe if you do this in one try. Do what, you might ask? Well, you have to kill Santa Claus. I did die the first few times in this fight. Apparently 16 bullets to the chest isn't enough to kill Santa. To all my power scalers out there, where are you at right now? Eventually, I was able to overpower the Coca-Cola fueled maniac and kill him. The game fades to black and ends with the words, "You killed Santa." What, am I supposed to feel bad? He kinda killed like an entire town of people, probably more. And that was Sleigh Bells, and even though I goofed on this game a bit, I had a nice time with it. A lot of these short Christmas horror games haven't really let me down at all. Sure, they aren't masterpieces that will be talked about for decades to come, but as someone who's in the Christmas mood right now and looking for something to scratch that itch, these Christmas horror games are a good quick fix. And honestly, if you're looking for silly horror games to play with friends, you cannot go wrong with any of these. And that's the end of the games I wanted to talk about. I don't think I'm forgetting anything here. Wait a second. Who was the NBA's most valued player from 2011 to 2013?
Want a Sprite cranberry?
Uh-oh. So, thirstiest time of the year is a LeBron James Sprite Cranberry horror game created by L. Thundercloud. I mean, this wasn't so much of a game, but more of a life-changing experience. Hell, even the title screen says it's not a game. Also, it says created by Norbu. Not sure if that's the OG username for L. Thundercloud or not. I couldn't find anything online, but anyways. The game starts and you have to answer the door. This house is empty, by the way. Don't even bother checking the other rooms like I did. At the door, offering you a delicious holiday time beverage is none other than NBA superstar LeBron James. Okay, so I'm assuming you know the context already, but there was a long-running ad for Sprite Cranberry that featured LeBron James breaking into a home to offer said drink to a family. When it aired, it became a meme for a little bit, which is probably how this game came to be. Horrified for your life, you run to the kitchen to grab some Fanta, LeBron James's most popular weakness. You could throw the cans at LeBron to slow him down, but otherwise he just chases you until he could beat the shit out of you for, I don't know, some reason. You need to run down the road, make it to the gas station, and that's it. The game ends there. I'm honestly not sure what to say about this one. It was super short and there's really nothing to it. I would give it a 5 out of 10, but it's going down to 4 out of 10 only because I'm still upset that Sprite Cranberry rebranded its flavor to Winter Spiced Cranberry, which isn't the same. Christmas horror games honestly aren't as bad as I thought they were gonna be. Now, you probably should play them during Christmas time because, you know, Christmas, but I can safely say that I enjoyed these better than normal Christmas games. Hell, I could see myself visiting more this year alone before Christmas. Big shout out to these devs for making some actually good Christmas video games. Actually, you know what? There's a few more games I want to take a look at, starting with... hold on one second. Hello? Okay, got it. Alright, scratch that. Santa didn't like the comment I made about him and single mothers. I'm getting sued for character defamation.
Shakes the soul and makes you feel alive. Shakes up your